your name, Teddy, Teddy, woo. Teddy, woo, woo, woo. We got a phenomenal interview that's about to start here shortly, okay? But of course, I was going to introduce it live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Teddy, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Y'all come on in here. Like this video. You are going to like it when it's done. Boy, do we have a nice 3-hour segment for you, okay? We got 2 hours over here. I said 4. Look, I'm doing like 2. 2 hours over here on our main channel, and we got an hour going down on the backup channel right after this live. So if you are not subscribed to Wino Gang Podcast on YouTube, let me stop calling that a backup channel, okay? It's not really a backup channel. It's the second channel for us to really go in, okay? Because, you know, this channel is kind of corporate, you know what I'm saying? And in colored people terms, it's corporate. We show up late, we curse a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, welcome, winos, and thank you so much for waiting up so late, okay? Shout out to the UK, Europe, Africa. We got Mexico, South America. Y'all calling in from everywhere. The West Coast, y'all lucky. Y'all get to see everything, okay? Y'all still up. It's still daytime while the night shows are coming on, all right? Now, before we play the woo interview, I know there was some talk about the timing of it, but we will address that. How you doing? Ain't that how they say it? How you doing? We will address all of that on our second channel right after this live, okay? It is titled Wino Gang Podcast. But in the meantime, before we get started, remember, guys, okay? Support the sponsors. This is the reason why we don't beg, why we don't ask for money, although I do love your donations and all that. Keep donating, okay? Do not forget your Pangea wash, okay? Made with honeysuckle rose extract, okay? This is a vegan, gluten-free, natural product, fragrance-free. All right, and it doesn't cause any burning or irritation or itching. It is not supposed to go inside, only the outside, so that it's pleasurable for you and your mate, okay? EmbracePangea.com, and please do not forget, okay, to stock up on your sea moss, okay? Embrace Pangea has an Irish sea moss, wild crafted, raw, and sun-dried. You can make your own fresh sea moss, okay, at home, non-processed, all right? None of that processed stuff. This is the real thing, EmbracePangea.com. And let's not forget, okay, the Regal Rose Extract. My favorite product is their face mask, okay? You see my face right now? I have on no makeup. The only thing I have on is lipstick. This is real talk. Look. I will go live on Instagram, okay? I've been going live a lot on my second channel with no makeup. Everybody always asks what my skin regimen is, okay? The Regal Rose Mask, okay? The Regal Acne Bar. Girl, stay breaking out around her menstrual, all right? And I also got the Regal Rose Oil with grapeseed and tea oil, all right? Antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. And please do not forget, okay, your detox, which is the olive leaf extract. All right, guys. I've had so many people with lupus, high blood pressure, all types of things. You guys can Google it or YouTube it on Instagram, and you'll see that it's really popular in Australia, okay? This is actually the leaf from the olive leaf plant, okay? So it is the leaf. It is broken down, and it is the most powerful. I can't pronounce the word. It's called like a, what is it called? I cannot pronounce the word. I don't know. It's the olive leaf extract, okay? Very powerful. Has a lot of great reviews. The winos white in all the time. Do not forget to support myoliveleaf.biz, and these are all black businesses, okay? So you guys can shop black, and you guys are getting entertained black. You understand what I'm saying? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Who else did I forget? Oh! And don't forget your toys. Adam and Eve, okay? Man, I got that rose, dog. I got that back massager, but it's really for that. I'm telling you, squirting all day, all right? My husband be getting jealous and stuff. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now, so yeah, don't forget, all links are below. Now, are you guys ready for this interview? Woo, don't we love the mess, okay? That's why they can't stand our asses. We messy, ain't we, Jasmine? Too messy. Too messy, and they can't stand it. But I tell you what, on the second channel, right after this video, okay, we are going to get into the mess. Not only are we going to get into the mess and break down some receipts and stuff, I do have the audio recordings, okay? I got some special audio recordings that I'll talk about, okay, in just a little bit. It's going to be on the backup channel of Cardi B, okay, screaming her lungs out at Miss Jessie. Whoa, 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 okay? Those will be available on Patreon, of course. And when we get to the backup channel, we will break down some receipts and let you guys video call in or just call in, okay? However you want to do it. You want to hide your face? It went down during our first after show 2 weeks ago. I mean, we got, what, 55,000 views for a first time? I mean, that's pretty massive. And you guys came out heavy. And hopefully y'all going to come out heavy tonight at 12 a.m., baby. We're going to get started. Okay. Now, without further ado, let's introduce Miss Woo Woo Woo. Jessie Woo, what type of phone do you have? What is that?
I'm gonna start selling these. These are my phone cases.
Those are your personal phone cases. Mm-hmm. That's pretty bad. Girl, I thought you had a tape recorder here with all types of audio that you're ready to like play. Because listen, we do have some audio.
We do.
I know. Listen, I'm so glad that we finally got you on the show.
Yeah. We've been talking about this for months.
For months, right. So, I mean, receipts to back it up. This ain't no surprise.
We got the emails.
It just happened to fall, know, serendipity. What do they call it? You know what I'm saying? Right place at the right time. Right place at the right time. You've been trending. Okay, now before we get into why you're trending now, okay, I want people, just in case they are not familiar with you, all right, please give us just a little bit of your background.
Well, I'm Jessie Woo. I was born in Canada to two Haitian immigrants. My parents, they both met in church. My mom's a minister. Well, my dad's a minister. My mom is an evangelist. Okay. They both met in my grandmother's ministry. She had a big Kojic ministry in Montreal. Okay. Huge Haitian, strict Kojic, Jesus. Like, okay. So that was my upbringing. Okay. They divorced when I was about 7. Mm-hmm. My father, although he was slanging the word of God, he was also slanging the rock.
Ain't they all? Ain't they all? Ain't they all? Listen, my uncle's dad is pastor. Yeah. I ain't saying no names, but you know, I won't even date nobody from my hometown because we probably can.
Listen. So, but you know, I think that's been his life struggle. But my dad, like I said, he's a minister. He's a sociologist, has several master's degrees, speaks about 6 languages. So smart.
Does he watch your videos?
Well, I went 10 years without knowing where he was. Oh, okay. And then like 2 years ago, I just like randomly went to Canada and I was like, I'm just going to look for him. And I found him in a rehab center.
What?
Mm-hmm. But when I found him, like he knew the whole Jessie Woo stuff, you know? But when I found him, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, you know, I think.
Was it because he was still in treatment and maybe going through
I think when you have those of us who have family members who, I always say like, there's not a drug addiction doesn't have a face. Like you'll be surprised like who has these addictions. And like when I saw him, it was like, you know, if you're not here to give me money, like I don't want to talk to you. Wow. But I went ham.
In the drug rehab center?
Yeah, I did, child.
You let him know. Well, let's get you a drink. Now, don't you be ending up. Now, listen. Drink responsibly.
No, because I got to cuss you out because.
Don't you be ending up in no rehab center after you drink this wine now, okay? They say that shit is genetic.
No.
Listen, don't do it.
Listen, this is communion.
I have a 2-drink minimum because that shit is genetic in my family, okay?
Listen, this is communion. We're going to
drink communion. Cheers. And welcome to the wine cellar. Well, I'm sorry about that. That's got to be like heartbreaking. You know?
It is.
To see not only a family member, but your father.
Yeah.
And you're hoping to like really try to build something with him. And
Yeah.
wow, to see him at his lowest point. But I'm sure you guys will reconnect one day.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've had sporadic communication. Like, he's doing better. He's doing way better. Like when I saw him, it's almost been 3 years. When I saw him, he looked so bad. He was so skinny, so frail. But he looks great now, and he's definitely doing better. But I think just that father-daughter relationship, like that's like I told him, like, you have to come look for me. I can't always be the one to chase you. Like I'm your child, so you have to come to me, and I need you to do that work.
Well, let's keep Daddy Woo and Prince.
Yeah,
Uplift him. You know, I like to use comedy as a way to express our pain, and that's kind of how you got popping on Instagram.
No, literally, I was
comedy.
I had moved to New York from Miami. I had gotten a job. Like, I'm thinking I'm about to live the life.
Yeah.
I finally get an apartment with 3 other roommates. That's the New York life.
That's New York. That's New York for you.
And
ain't nothing wrong with it. It's called survival.
Listen. And then I lose my job.
Damn.
And when I lost my job, I had to get on like government assistance, food stamps, unemployment. I was depressed.
We've been there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I was depressed.
They have it there for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And no, I'll never be ashamed of that. I wish I had EBT cards right now, because like it's so expensive to eat.
Yeah.
But literally, like, that was born out of depression. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to, you know, but everything works out for your good. I really believe that, especially, you know, being a believer of Christ. Like, I feel like everything worked out for my good, and literally everything that I moved to New York to do, I ended up doing.
I mean, wilding out.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Well, wilding out happened before I moved to New York.
Oh.
That's
okay.
Yeah. So it's funny because me doing wilding out now, it's a full circle moment, because in 2016, I got casted to be a Wild 'N Out girl. And literally, it was this lady at my church. She saw me singing. She saw me. I was working in children's ministry.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you to blow later.
Yeah.
I really am. I want to see how you sound in person. I've heard the tracks, but I want to see how you sound in person.
Lord.
You write your own stuff?
I do.
That's a bonus. Cheers. People out here ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But like
no shade.
I was in church leading worship, and also like I had a children's ministry position at the church. And so she saw how talented I was. She's like, I have a friend who is actually doing the auditions for Wild 'N Out. I auditioned as a comedian. So I made Nick Cannon laugh and everything.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, they about to cast me.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a following or anything at the time. So what was told to me was, listen, you don't have a following. And the person who got me on there for doing a favor for the lady at my church, she was like, listen, let me put her as a Wild 'N Out girl.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, because the Wild 'N Out girls get speaking parts. So I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do.
Every time when it's time to speak.
Whatever I have to do. Me. I can speak. Like, listen. But then once I got there, like, every time I would get the opportunity to speak, it was taken away from me. And so, you know, basically I was told, like, you know, you're not exotic looking, you know.
Who told you that?
Someone that was part of
now,
the team.
Nick got a lot of exotic baby mamas. Did Nick Cannon tell you, Mr. Dr. Savior himself?
No, it wasn't him specifically.
Was it somebody close to him that he knew?
It was somebody on the team. It was somebody like, so there's all these different.
You're Haitian.
Yeah.
And Jamaican.
Yeah. No, I'm strictly Haitian.
Strictly
Haitian.
Haitian.
Jamaicans. I'm thinking, I'm Haitian. What is not exotic about that? Like,
right.
Like, we on an island. Hello. Like, you know what I'm saying? So literally, like, what's not exotic? And so fast forward, that, you know, that was a bad experience.
Wow.
But I met so many people that were part of the show. And there was one person, I'll never forget her. Her name is Shelby. And she works at the network, and she was like, well, you know, we're based in New York. So if you're ever in New York, like, you stop by the office. We'll see what we can do with you. As soon as she told me that, I went back home, packed all my shit.
Damn.
I was like, girl, you ain't say nothing but a word. I'm gonna drive from Florida to New York to get one of these jobs y'all talking about. So literally I turn up on Times Square. Like that literally is where Viacom is. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, where them jobs at? And they was like, oh, you came for real. So there were no jobs. Yeah. Like at that time, there were no opportunities for me, but I always like tried to stay in the mix.
But you were able to build your following.
That came as a result of that.
Right. So
because I
now you got equity walking into the office.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but fast forward, going back, being on this next season of Wild 'N Out, literally it came from, I was doing an interview with The Grapevine. And The Grapevine TV, they talk about a lot of the systematic issues that Black people face, whether it be in the corporate world, whether it be in entertainment. And so just casually, we're talking about colorism, but like I just gave my Wild 'N Out. I was like, oh yeah, I've experienced colorism, and this is what happened when I was on the show. The clip goes viral.
Your clips go viral
all the time.
Look,
I never
God
understand
is good,
it.
look.
No, but I mean, it's like, because it's like, honestly, I don't be looking for that. I just talk. Like, my friends, like, they know.
You're Black. You're Haitian.
Right.
You're very boisterous.
I am.
They cannot handle that shit.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So the clip, Nick Cannon sees it, and he FaceTimed me. Like, he didn't even call me. He FaceTimed me. And he was like, I'm very, very sorry. I'm so sorry.
But why is he sorry? Does he have a Black baby mama?
Ain't Mariah Carey Black? She Black. I mean, she's not. But she's Black. Like,
then I'm biracial. Then I'm biracial.
She's Black.
Then I'm Spanish. I'm biracial. I'm white. And I'm Karen today.
Well, I'll say he was very apologetic.
Okay.
And
that's good.
He knew. And the thing is too, he knew I wasn't saying anything new. But I think me saying it hit different. And he, not only did he apologize to me, we talked about it on his show, and he offered me to come on the cast, like on his morning show that he does in LA. So the whole time I'm like, okay, well, thank you. In my head, I'm like, he not really gonna bring me back. He lying. He just doing this shit. Yeah. He ain't gonna bring me back. So for me to go back, I'm sorry, like to film this, it was just because a lot of times in life, you don't get those full circle moments. Right. That was a full circle moment for me.
Shout out to Nick Cannon.
No, because like...
That's why he deserved his daytime show.
He does. Yeah. Like, he building his own colony, but he deserves...
And he was the only one that was able to turn the Jews around.
Listen, first Black man in history to do that.
Okay. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Listen, so he literally, for him to invite me back, but even when I got there, I remember thinking to myself, they ain't gonna give me no time. They ain't gonna give me no airtime. And he literally let me lead the singing games. Like, he was like, that's your gift. And you're gonna lean into that. And so I'm excited to see how it turns out. But that's something I'll never forget. Because like, who gets to live out a full circle moment like that? Many people never get to do that. So I'll never forget that.
Well, shout out to Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
I know he's going through a lot right now. We'll talk about that in another segment. But at least he's giving. You know,
he's giving.
That's what's most important. Now let's talk about Love and Hip Hop now, because that was like after you know, IG and Wild 'N Out, and Love and Hip Hop came, and you're this dominant personality. Yeah. You're actually one of the talented cast members. Yeah. And there's only very few of those. I can count on like one or two hands. Yeah. But you mentioned that there was a particular producer on the show that...
Not part of the cast.
Not part of the cast. Okay. So who was it? Because it was a famous producer that you were sexually assaulted you.
Yeah.
Who was that? We're here to let it out now. When you protect people like that, they continue to do it, and you'll be shocked.
Well, he's in jail.
Oh, finally. Well, that's good.
For years, he wasn't. And
is it Molly Ma?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. So he has a bit of a history.
He does. But
is he in jail for doing that?
Yes.
So there was somebody else that came forward.
There were like about 20 girls. So
who is this? How did I miss this? We got Harvey Weinstein. Mm-hmm. We got Bill Cosby.
I think I've seen so many people put 2 and 2 together, and I did tweet about it once they finally apprehended him, because for years he was missing. So it was a producer by the name of Detail who was responsible.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But here's the thing with what happened with me is he was a part of it. So
what do you mean a part of it?
So if you go and look up all the girls who came out, here's why it came out on Love and Hip Hop. Because at the time, literally like that day, it had like, I saw everything just unfolding. So there had been like all these new girls coming out and saying, he did this, he did this, he did this. And
what exactly did he do in detail? I'm trying to make you laugh. I know it's nothing to laugh about, but so you won't cry, because I know you've gotten teared up pretty soon. Yeah. It's okay. I know it's hard for you.
Yeah. What I will say is that there was a system, which I didn't realize. So you don't know you're being coerced. Hindsight is always 20/20.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know I was being set up to be sexually assaulted.
Somebody set you up?
I was set up to
was
be
it another
sexually
cast
assaulted.
member?
No. Detail's not on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
no,
is
I'm just
way
saying,
before.
like,
yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't know how it was roped in. Like, I thought maybe that had something to do with the show.
It's no. Okay. So basically, because it's like, I don't want to.
It's okay, but there was another. Was it your friend? Was it a friend of yours?
If you read the instances, basically, you'll see that it's not like it was just him. There were other moving people that were involved. So it's like you'll see testimonies of girls saying like they were forced to do things like in front of other people. Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's a group of people who were moving together in the industry. And basically like, hey, we're having this gathering for this person tonight. And come. And, you know, you're thinking that you're coming to the gathering. You've been singing, like, all their victims were singers.
Wow.
So you're thinking you're going to either go to the studio or go to, you know, a gathering or go to a party. And literally, it's like, then things get weird. And mind you, these are people that you've been working with. So in your mind, you're not thinking, like, I'm not thinking I'm in any danger. You know what I mean? Like, I've been working with these people, but literally, like, oh no, there was no event. There was never no event. There was never no gathering. There was never, you know what I mean? And now.
So it was it was sex trafficking.
Not sex trafficking, but.
I mean, if they.
Like, because they didn't transport me anywhere.
No, but I mean, they got you to come to a place. It was organized. That was considered sex trafficking.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, it's. For years, I thought it was my fault. Like, because I was like, why didn't I, you know, piece this together? Why didn't I know, like, this was going to happen? Like, why didn't I see this coming? And then I would play back just certain things that would happen in the studio. Why didn't I just recognize that? And so when you see all these other girls coming forward with the same story, saying the same thing, like, that killed me.
Yeah.
That killed me. Because if I would have said something.
Can you get her some tissue out of the bathroom for me? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up. I shouldn't have brought it up. Take your time. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
If I would have said something.
Come on now. Don't mess up the eyelashes. They look amazing. They look amazing. Were there any minors
If I would have
involved?
said something, I didn't look at everybody's age, but like, if I would have said something, who knows, like, how many girls would not have gone through that?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like,
Catch your tears.
you already have to deal with like the fact that it happened to you. Then like you think about all these other girls. You don't, like, I felt guilty almost, like.
But you know, that's not your fault.
Yeah. Now it's like, I know that in my head, but you know, when you're a victim of something like that, so many people tell you it is.
No.
And when I was sharing it on the show, they edited so much of what I said happened out. And
see, that's why I wanted you to clarify it here, because I know it was only bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Which you're comfortable with, you know?
I mean, basically, I was told that I was going to go to a birthday brunch for a female rapper. Okay. Mind you, the night before, we had all been in the studio. Okay. We had all been club hopping. I had one of my homegirls with me. Like, I don't like to go places without, like, at least one friend. Mm-hmm. That's why. Smart. So literally, I had one
goes
friend.
To the bathroom, you go to the bathroom.
Right. And so, but we had literally like broke down. We were together all night. Okay. And so literally, we leave the last club like at 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, Miami don't sleep when it comes to clubs. Right. So after that, we go home. And once I got home, I got a call. Yo, like, come back to the Fountain Blue because we're actually gonna have brunch with this person. And so I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. My homegirl's like, girl, let's go. So I'm like, all right. So we go. And when we get there, I'm thinking we're gonna go straight to wherever the brunch was, like at the restaurant or whatever. And they're like, oh, no. She's still asleep. But we're about to wake her up. She's going to get ready, whatever. So we're all in this suite now, waiting for her so that we can head down. And I didn't think anything of it because, again, these were people that I had already been working with for months. And so I didn't think anything of it. And, but I think you have to be wise, like, who you take with you to certain places. Because, like, the friend that I did have, she was somebody who wanted a certain attention.
So she was a groupie. Okay.
So, and she would show, like, she was showing certain pictures of herself and, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, make a long story short, she leaves with one of the guys. Okay. But I'm like, as she's trying to leave, I'm like, girl, you can't leave me. And you know, all the guys, girl, man, you tripping. Like, stop fucking tripping. Like, why the fuck you tripping? Like, you know what I mean? So everybody's getting mad at me. And she's like, girl, I'm gonna be right back. So you don't ever leave your friend alone. Yeah. You don't leave your friend alone. And so when she left me alone, like, I was left alone.
And was it more than one?
I don't want to.
Wow.
I don't want to get into that. Okay. But that's the gist of what happened. And even as I'm telling you the story, still I feel responsible for that because how did I not see that? Like, I'll never feel okay with that. And you know, like people say things like, oh, time heals all wounds. Yeah. It doesn't. Because I'll never feel okay. I overthink everything. Yeah. Well, how did you not see that? Like, how did you not see that that's what was going to happen? How did you not see?
Well, listen, we'll change the energy here, okay?
Yeah.
Get you some wine. I mean, because, we only get bits and pieces on television, of course, because of liability. They don't want to catch, any potential lawsuits or anything like that. And so they will cut it up to make sure it's extremely watered down. And then people have bits and pieces and they run with it and they create all sorts of crazy narratives. Yeah. And it's like, a woman was hurt. So
why is that not the focus?
Yeah.
I was hurt.
See, I enjoy oral sex, but to be honest, some of my experiences have been not pleasing due to lack of proper vaginal hygiene. I went down on this chick once and the yoni was so good and fresh. It took me on like a whole nother level of just pleasure. So at that moment, I had to stop and ask, what are you using? And she told me, Embrace Pangea Feminine Wash.
We all know that a fresh yoni brings on a whole new level of confidence, so visit embracepangea.com, and of course, I got my winos covered for a discount, so use the coupon code TASHAK for 10% off your first order. Listen, I know that life has been kicking all of our ass lately, but we don't have to look like it. Walking around with dark circles like I used to, acne, hyperpigmentation, you can knock all of that out. Adjust your crown and return your skin to goddess status with the Regal Rose Club. Purchase their vegan skincare cleanser, moisturizer, and mask using the link below. It's made with all organic and premium natural herbs. Get your glow back with Regal Rose Club. Did you and Mara Negra ever patch your little issues up?
No.
With her stealing your show concept? Because I know she stole your show concept.
Well, you know what?
She stole somebody else's body. I don't know whose body she in right now. Have you seen her lately?
No.
I want you to get on Instagram right now. No, get on Instagram. Type it. Okay, I'm gonna type it in for you. Because I was trying to get her. I was trying to get her on the show. Because I wanted to talk about her diet plan. No shade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No shade. But I just didn't know who this woman was. Like, I was just like, who's this?
Lord.
She's so, don't get me wrong, she's a beautiful woman.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, but it was, I thought, I had no idea. I don't know. I was shocked, so. No, I was just going to ask, had y'all had any.
You know what's funny about the whole thing?
Yeah.
Her and I filmed a very sincere, coming to Jesus moment, literally.
Okay.
And of course they didn't use that. Of course it never made it. And literally I talked to her. I was like, listen, I feel like there were conversations that I had with your management that you probably weren't privy to. So when I'm telling you certain things, you're thinking that, oh, she's just saying this. But literally her manager had filmed a show with me. He had filmed a show with Trina, me. It's a show with me, Trina, can't remember her name, the DJ that was also on our season. One of my friends, Ricky Vasquez, that was a second show we did with him.
It was too positive.
So probably that, but yeah. I think that he was promising too many people too many things. And then kind of like, well, you know what? She's popping right now, so whatever concepts, I'm gonna go over here with it, right? And so I literally explained that to her, and I'm like, girl, before I got on the show, when everybody was talking about, you being Afro-Latina, you and I had an exchange, I stood up about that. I was like, yo, y'all know what Afro-Latina is? I was like, we're both from the same island. We just a sandwich cut up in half. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. Yeah.
And I was like, girl, I looked forward to us bonding, but maybe you didn't like my approach, and I can appreciate that. But and that never made it.
That's shocking to me.
That never made it.
It would be an issue because in the DR, and we were just talking about this before the show started, if you look a certain way, they literally beating. Yeah. Now let me say allegedly, because I don't want the DR government trying to stop me, saying that ain't us, that's our people, and we trying to stop it.
It's well documented.
I mean, yeah, it's documented.
There's a lot of hate.
And
there's
so
a lot
if
of
she was
hate.
back home, and there's a few artists that are considering themselves Afro-Latina. You know, they date black men.
Right.
People may think that they're not black, and being where they come from, they would be considered black. They wouldn't even be able to go certain places where they're from, particularly the DR.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, you know, to see that, it's just very like, wow, girl, like how, don't you know that if y'all two were both back home, it would be an issue?
Not just that, but I also think that sometimes people don't want to share a stage. They want to have their own stage. And
we felt like there was some jealousy there.
Not jealousy, it's just this is my stage. Like, so
it can't be too Afro-Latino.
It can't like you know what I mean? Like we're not about to do that. And I just felt like, okay, like if you're talking about certain things and being Afro-Latina and being from the DR, a big part of the things that she's talked about facing, literally that's the story of Haitians on that side of the island.
Right.
Like literally, and there's been so many reports of the anti-Haitian citizen laws that are on that side of the island. And there have been massacres on the border of Haitians. Like you have Trujillo, who was a Dominican dictator, who like, he hated Haitians. Mind you, one of his parents was Haitian. And I say this all the time, and you know what? They probably gonna come in the comments and try to drag. Dominicans are literally, we're all Haitians. We were all Haitian at one point.
Right, and it was divided.
And we had two different colonizers come and divide us. You know what I mean? And so why would you not want to speak truth to power about that? You know what I mean? And that just was weird to me. And then the fact that they never showed that and she acted like that never happened. You know what I mean? Like that just was weird to me. But the show, period, in general, there were a lot of things that they did that made me say, you know what? I'm not coming back. Like, I don't care. I'm not coming back. There's a scene with my mom, and my mom is a Haitian immigrant. My mom has been an OR nurse for like 36 years. Wow. Okay? My mom can speak very good English. She can pronounce words that y'all ain't ever heard before. Words with 15 syllables in them. And so there's a scene where she's on the podium and she's preaching. They cut up her speech. She has an accent. They cut up her speech to where it sounded like what is she saying? Nothing makes sense. And to me, that was like, why y'all playing like that? First of all, the creator of the show is Haitian. There were so many people that are part of production that are Haitian. Why would y'all be okay with chopping that up? And to a lot of the viewers, that might seem like something small, but it's big to me because there's so many stereotypes of immigrants that come into this country. Let her have her accent, but don't split up her speech to where it sounds like in a glass and a microphone, and like, you know what I mean? Like to where you're making it seem like she doesn't know how to speak correct English. You know what I mean?
How did she feel about that when she saw the scene, your mom?
I don't even think I ever brought that up to her. Yeah. Because it just was, in my head, I already knew I wasn't going to go back, because it's like, listen, everybody else's mama gets to be portrayed a certain way. And I even remember when I shared my sexual abuse story, there was a producer that came to me and was like, we want you to confront your mom about it. Like, you know, because like in like casual conversation, they asked me like, how did your mom feel about it? My mom, she's Haitian. Parenting, like Caribbean parenting, African parenting is very preventative. Don't go outside. If you go outside, this is gonna happen.
Right. If you go outside, I told you ass not.
I told you, right.
You got no business down there.
Exactly. And so they wanted me
with your fast ass.
So they wanted me to confront her. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Everybody else's mama gets to be this, that, and the third. Why I gotta confront my mama? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why I gotta do that?
Yeah.
The only Haitian girl on here, now she's the only one that's gonna go confront her mom. No. So yeah, it's just with her, with even my storyline, just there were so many different things that they opted out of. Like even Trina, she was corroborating my story about Amara's manager. They showed none of that. But then if you watch the second season, literally both Amara and Trina are accusing her manager of everything I said in the first season. But I was a liar. I was lying. So
well, there it is. Would you? So you would you?
Nah, hell no, hell
you don't
no.
have no plans on going back to.
No, hell to the no, hell to the no.
Okay. Now, before we get you to blow a little bit, I noticed that you and Karen Civil have been at odds. What's going on with you and your fellow Haitian sister?
Not Miss Civil.
Yes, Miss Karen Civil. Now, this was supposed to be a civil situation.
Very.
What happened?
She
There's a
sued me.
lawsuit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She had an article written about it 3 months ago. No, like back in March. What was that? Yeah, 3 months. 3 months ago.
Were you served and everything?
You know what, Sasha?
Why you?
You know what's so funny? Let me rewind.
Okay.
So, make a long story short. I had a friend who had a podcast and did a rollout for her podcast.
Okay.
And her brother works for Karen Civil. So he's like a videographer, editor, whatever. But anyway, so she had this rollout and she named her podcast a certain name.
I think I caught some wind of that. Okay.
So then out of nowhere, Karen drops a trailer and she does a certain rollout and then she names her podcast a certain name. So that friend of mine was all over the internet like, yo, you did this, like you stole this concept from me. And I think Karen in her mind thought it was gonna die down because that particular individual didn't have a certain following. So in her mind, she thought it was gonna die down. At the same time, she saw me and that friend of mine hanging out. So she starts calling our mutual friends. So I had one of my friends who called me and allegedly, said that Karen told her, Karen was like, yo, why the fuck is Jessie hanging out with this bitch? Like this girl's calling me out. Like, why is Jessie hanging out with this girl? Calling other people that know me and saying this. And so I'm just sitting back and watching because I'm like, why is my name being brought up? I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. Why are you directing this towards me, your Haitian sister? And so I kept getting the same calls. Then Karen starts tweeting, if there are any Black female-led podcasters out there, podcasts that I need to listen to, please let me know who they are so I can listen. And by that time, I had already gotten enough phone calls that I was like, okay, well, I retweeted. I said, yeah, you should listen to this podcast. So when I said that to her, when I tweeted that to her, she was upset. So she calls me. So we're going back and forth on the phone. And she's basically like, why would you tweet that? Like, she's been saying this and a third. And I'm like, well, you've been making phone calls about me. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? And so we're just going back and forth. And she just felt like, well, I took the girl's side. So she's like, fuck it. Like, I see where you stand. Fuck it. Mind you, before then, because she told one of our mutual friends that she was going to, not let me into certain things. And it's like, you Google me and Karen Civil. Like, you've seen us together probably twice. Me and her don't have any exchange unless it's really transactional. And if you really look at it, you don't really see a lot of people will tweet, I'm at lunch with her, or I'm at dinner with, hey, just hanging out at the mall. Everything is transactional. There's no real relationships there. And I even have text messages I can show you. When I moved to Atlanta, she would reach out to me like, hey, there's gonna be this event. I'm like, all right, cool. She's like, come to the event. I'm like, cool. I get to the event, no answer. Then finally oh, enjoy it. Just what? I'm at the door. What are you saying? Like, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I mean? So already you're removing a funny, and then this thing pops up, and now you're making these phone calls. So that was like my way of just like, whatever, like, you know what? You want to throw shades behind closed doors, but I can throw shades directly. Okay. And so that was that. So fast forward the next day, there was this one girl who we had no common friends but Karen. And she came into my mentions saying certain things. I can't remember what she said, but I knew it was Karen because Karen was the only mutual friend. And Karen is known, like she's called me and said, hey, people are saying this about me on the internet. Can you jump online and just like, you know, like have my back? And I've done it for her because listen, like we might not be like close friends, but you know what? You Haitian, I'm Haitian. Like I'm a lookout, you know what I mean? So I've done that. Big mistake. But anyway, so I basically tweet the girl back and I tweet Karen. I'm like, yo, let your friends know, do not come in my mentions because you know how I serve it up. So don't do it. So then she responds and says, well, I don't know what she said, but then she was like, if I were you, what did she say? She said something shady and then she mentioned my pinned tweet, like, and if I were you, I would look up at my pinned tweet. So my pinned tweet at the time was me singing for the LA Clippers, the Star Spangled Banner. And her thing was, like, you over here throwing shade, but bitch, you wouldn't have that opportunity if it wasn't for me. Now, here's the thing. So that's when I started going off on her. Because first of all, who gives somebody an opportunity just to throw it back in their face? That's number one. Number two, I'm singing. What is your talent? That's number two. Number three, what are you known to do? Number four, and I didn't even tweet this, but I paid $700 for that opportunity to sing for the Clippers. If you watch the video, I'm on the staircase in an apartment building. I had to pay a videographer. I had to pay a sound engineer to come in and capture me singing a cappella. I had to pay them for that. She didn't pay for that. I paid for that. I paid for that opportunity. So what are you even talking about? So make a long story short, that happens back in January. It's dead in the water. She tried to get Joe Budden, like she had Joe Budden jump in. She even had...
I saw that. Why is he in women's businesses? He is known for that.
He's known for other things too,
he
but that's that. But
I know he got male co-hosts, but he needs female co-hosts because he messy.
Yeah, very messy. But then she even had like Tax Tone tweet. Mind you, Tax Tone is in jail. But all of a sudden, like in the midst of the exchange, you got Tax Tone saying, yeah, man, we need the Karen Civil podcast. Like, girl, like, and literally like it proved what I was saying, which was literally like when she's under fire, she'll make calls so people can come in and tweet. So anyway, allegedly. So anyway, child. So fast forward March, I'm actually in Miami.
Okay.
My mom and my grandmother had COVID.
Wow. Never
said this publicly. They both had COVID, and I literally thought I was gonna have to plan at least one funeral. That's how bad they had it. And so while I'm in Miami, I get this email from, I get emails all the time to host things, whether it be online, whether it be in person, all the time. So I get this email to host something for Sierra. And it was to fly out to LA. So while I'm asking for the pay, I'm going back and forth. I'm in between. At the time, I have a manager now, but at the time I was in between managers. Okay. The Panoramic, that had a lot of people rearranging their business, their business structure. So anyway, make a long story short, they say to me, well, you know what? We actually are going to do an event in Atlanta. It's for Trina. Trina's having a extravaganza in Atlanta for celebrating 21 years. And I knew that personally. So I didn't even think to ask Trina or ask KD and all the people I know there. I was like, okay, I'll just see her there. So we get there, and literally as I'm getting out of the car, there's someone with a camera phone in my face. Are you Jessie? I'm like, yes, you've been served.
For how much?
For $3 million.
For what? Defamation?
For defamation. Apparently my tweets costed her $3 million. Now, here's the thing. I was upset because I was hungry. And I thought I was going to get...
That 2 Haitian black women are going...
Oh, we're going to get to that. But first of all, I was really upset because I was hungry. And I thought I was going to get some free food. Second of all, I did my makeup, my wig, everything. Like, what the fuck? So I get in the car, and I was confused. Like, I didn't even know what the hell was going on. But I get in the car, and that's when I put 2 and 2 together. Now here's a small detail. The day before the event, the friend of mine whose podcast
she allegedly stole. Okay.
Mind you, the day after we had that whole Twitter war, all of our social medias were deleted. All of our social medias. For 2 weeks, because I have connections at Facebook, IG. So for 2 weeks, I was faithfully reactivating our stuff. Especially for her. Like, my main pages that were verified, they stayed up. But like my unverified pages, they all got deleted. Wow. Hair page, business page, all deleted, right? So we were online. Like, I'm like, listen, it's not a coincidence. Is it a coincidence that the day after we have this Twitter blow up that all of our social medias get deleted? So mind you, that friend of mine, she's going ham online. Like, she's going ham. Then like we do a whole live on Instagram about it. I have a whole podcast episode called Surviving Miss Uncivil. I think that's what it's called. Surviving Miss Uncivil.
Listen, I'm right in the middle here.
Listen.
I'm right in the middle. I just don't want to see it.
Listen, we detail everything. The day before I got served, that friend calls me and she's like, oh, I just got the phone with Karen. We made up. And, you know, she just said that like most of her beef was with you, not with me. And I'm like, what? What? So I thought it was weird because it was like, first of all, like you literally like were like assaulting this girl online, like literally. And she's known like to be rough. Like that person known, like your biography is I gangbang. Like that is so what you mean you made up?
Wow.
Especially with somebody who deletes all of your pages. And that's how you feed yourself. So I thought that was strange, but I moved on. The next day I get served. And literally like on top of the serving, I get a cease. Like after the serving, she sends me a cease and desist. And in the cease and desist, she basically cites that friend of mine and says that friend of mine told her that that I coerced her to go online and say all that.
What?
She never contested it.
So where's your lawsuit, in Atlanta?
She filed it in California. I think in her mind, she felt like that was going to make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But she filed it in California. And, you know, nowadays, I mean, California especially, but nowadays, most states have very, very good laws when it comes to freedom of speech.
Right.
But her whole basis for suing me was, and I mean, I can't play the recordings, but I have proof and I can show you after we're done. But literally, like, she made phone calls to so many people. She even made a phone call to Taxtone and told him that the only reason why she's suing me is to basically drain me out of all my finances.
Oh, wow.
And that is
Karen,
like, how low can you go? Because literally, you use your platform, you use the Free Haiti hashtag to raise money, knowing that whenever you raise money for Haiti, it doesn't go anywhere. That's a long...
But does she know that lawsuits don't drain you out of your cash?
I don't think she knows that.
A lot of people, I mean...
Especially no defamation.
I had one try that too, and I was just like, you really thought, like, she's like, I'm going to take all your fucking bread. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Good luck with that.
Okay.
Good luck with that. Okay. But then also, it's like...
And why would you be that spiteful?
Why would you
karma is real. Like, you know, speaking of taking the bread, let's talk about taking bread. Mm-hmm.
Because I got to find 3 million pieces of...
Mrs. Bicalis Almanzar. Now...
Well, let me say this, though.
Okay.
One last point is... Because you said, you know, you don't like the fact that 2 Haitian sisters are...
I don't.
That's not me. And I would not be out here using the Free Haiti hashtag, raising money to send to Haiti, knowing that what's going on in Haiti right now, while simultaneously trying to targeting a fellow Haitian.
Let me say
and trying to drain her out of all her money.
Let's see if we can fix this right here. If there's anything that you could say to Karen to dead this lawsuit, as a sister, now put aside the beef, put aside the tweet. It was Twitter. It's Twitter, you know?
But literally you served me 2 months later. Nobody was talking about this.
So
Nobody
just
cares.
put aside everything. What would you want to say to her as your sister from the heart?
My sister would never do this to me. Like, nobody that loves me, nobody that cares about me, about my well-being would ever do that. Would ever go out of their way to fake book me.
Did you ever like?
Oh, and then send the video,
apology?
and then send the video to people, hoping that would go viral. Literally.
Did you ever like, I guess, issue like some sort of apology, even though you know how sometimes we don't do nothing, you know, but just to make the other person feel at peace?
Well, part of the cease and desist was she said she would drop the lawsuit if I would get online and basically utter an apology that she wrote.
Oh.
Yeah. She wants me to apologize the way she
now,
writes
Karen,
it.
now we got to be better than this. Now, y'all are 2 Black women.
Right.
You know,
your whole platform is to
there's
protect
other people
Black
out
women.
here that are not Black, that are claiming to be Black, that like to do things like that, and that's different. No different than the white man suing the Black. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how I consider it. But to see 2 sisters and y'all came from, you know, the same land, the same struggles, doing that, I don't agree with that. Hey, come on, Karen.
I didn't do it.
No, I know.
But
would you? But
and then
would
she
you want
literally
this
sends
to,
the video to like.
But would you want this to end? Like, if
It's up to her. That's totally up to her. You're not going to bully me. Like, I think that because people hate the truth. They really, really do. And I'm seeing that a lot in this industry.
I agree.
People will go out of their way to hurt you because you speak the truth about something. And I told her, and this literally is on Twitter, all you had to do is say, yo, I didn't steal that podcast idea from you, sis. You're a Black woman. You know what? I'm on the Joe Budden podcast platform. Why don't you come on? And I'm speaking of the other friend I had. You go out of your way to turn that friend against me. Then you go out of your way to fake book me, serve me with a $3 million lawsuit, give me and mind you, you do this 2 months after we talk. Then you send 2 months after we tweet. Then you send the video to people like Mandy, who's on the Joe Budden podcast platform. One of her friends called me. Somebody I didn't tell this to anybody. One of her co-hosts called me and was like, "Yo, I just saw a video of you getting served papers. Like, is it true?" And I'm like, "What? Like, what are you trying to gain? Like, you're trying to publicly embarrass me. You're trying to bully me for the world." And it's like, you will never bully me. I don't value the world. I don't value things. Well, I mean,
there are a lot of people that misuse the judicial system in order to prove a point. And if she did that, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a similar situation. That situation is very different. I have a business to run and nobody's going to tell me how to run my business.
Right.
And so it's very different, issues that we have going on, but to see 2 Haitian sisters just going at it, and it's so minor. You know, her podcast is thriving. I'm calling for Karen. Karen, drop the suit. It's
so minor.
The only people that are winning are the lawyers.
Well, the thing is, defamation suits really don't make lawyers much money.
Well, I don't know.
Unless you're really...
I've spent close to $500,000 on mine.
Oh, wait, hold on now. That's...
Well, that's because the length of context, you know, so like my videos are 2 hours long. That takes time to review and write responses on that versus a tweet here. So, like, of course, but you know, would I have liked to use that money for something else? Absolutely.
Of course.
Do I want to be in a lawsuit with another woman? No, I don't.
No.
But
especially not...
People do go to extra lengths, and I'm just like, I'm not going to interrupt. I'm not trying to interrupt your livelihood. Yeah. So why would you try to interrupt my livelihood? Exactly. I'm not asking you to not be who you are.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So
I think ultimately, I do have an issue with Black people who use the judicial system in a way that we see white people using it against Blacks.
That's fucked up.
Because in her mind, she felt like I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the money, so you were going to drain me out of all my money.
Well, that was actually said on camera from the person that I'm in a lawsuit with, I'm gonna take her to court and take all her fucking bread. Like you don't know what I got. You don't know what I got.
But why would you
people like
do that?
Because people, in order for them to feel complete, to feel whole, to feel on top,
you'll never feel complete.
They won't. It's just this is an everlasting. Your struggle is not with me. The power is your issue is not with me.
Yeah.
So we're going back and forth in court. Whoever wins, hey, may the best woman win. But
who's gonna win what?
Nobody's winning. The only people that are winning are our lawyers.
Literally.
That's it. I'm telling you, my lawyers are banking. Her lawyers are banking. So it's like, but speaking of that situation, Miss Belle Callis Al Manzar, okay? She's with child. I don't want to tear her up too much, okay? Yeah. But you know how I particularly feel about her, and this podcast was not planned for her. It just happened to fall.
Literally.
You were already scheduled when it was going down, and I could have been messy and dropped the recordings.
You could have.
Because I had them, you know, she gave the recordings to Mrs. Unlovely T. And Lovely T cut the recordings. And I was just like, well, why you cut them? Like, if she didn't want it to be out, why say it? Now, let's talk about, because I watched the live that you did, and you were talking in general. Yeah. Okay? Now, I want to stress this, and anybody can be upset, they can be mad, whatever. No one can make you mad. No one can ruin your day. Okay? If people are ruining your day, then guess what? They have power over you. True. You're not in control of yourself. True. So me hearing on those recordings that I'm living in bliss and you'll ruin my fucking day. You were never living in bliss, because you know how many people come at me a day? I'm living in bliss. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's what they think. Yeah. You know, some of them I may give energy to, but it's not that type of energy that keeps me from enjoying myself or raising my blood pressure or endangering my child. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Like, I would never do that. And I hate to see any woman in a state of like pregnancy stressing out, you know? But start from the beginning, because I know a lot of people took that clip.
There's a lot of receipts out there where she paid homage to Lil' Kim. And so Lil' Kim was someone that Nicki idolized, you know, right up there next to Lauryn Hill, right up there next to Foxy. Like, she idolized these women, the Queen Latifahs. Like, she idolized these women. And these women, she always talked about how they paved the way for her. But of course, she was ready to do her thing. And I feel like, you know, I'm not a rapper, but I feel like, you know what I'm saying? When you're a female rapper, just like the men's, you should be able to be on some cocky shit and people not take it to heart. You know what I mean? Like, be cocky. That's what hip hop is all about. It's about talking your shit. It's about popping your shit, right? So, in that sense, I support that. At the same time, I do feel that a lot of Lil' Kim's anger was misplaced. I feel that there were a lot of people in the industry who, yes, in fact, were using Nicki to taunt her and were using Nicki to push her to the side, but that's not Nicki's cross to bear. Nicki is a rapper. She's an artist. She just wanted to do the art. She wasn't trying to push nobody aside, but this is a grimy industry. And I think a lot of people just fail to realize that. And I think a big part of that is because to y'all, there will be so many people that you guys will never know their names that have been behind the demise of so many people's careers. Like, I'll give you an example. And this is me spilling tea. I'll never forget years ago, 4 years ago, I met someone that was on Cardi's team back in 2017. And they literally told me, like, this is something that was told to me, that, yeah, like, putting Cardi out, our goal was to knock Nicki out. And that was the first time I heard that topic. Then not too long later, the whole Nicki and Cardi thing happened. And I remember just thinking to myself, yo, like, so-and-so told me, like, this is what they were trying to do. And then you have these two women who just want to be artists, but then you have all these people behind the scenes who are pinning them against each other. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's exactly what happened with Nicki and Lil' Kim, is that there were so many moving pieces and there were so many people who will always be nameless that helped this catastrophe happened. And unfortunately, because Lil' Kim was older, because Lil' Kim was, you know, whenever you're older, you are on your way out. She got the shitty end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And then you saw it happen with Nicki, with the Cardi stuff, or with the whole, all these people coming out saying, oh, Nicki, remember the whole trend? Oh, Nicki stopped my bag. Like, it's a real thing, y'all. Like, I even remember for me hearing certain things about Nicki in the industry. And then like recently, in the recent years, like coming to realization that, you know what? Nah, this was some industry shit. Because when you experience it for yourself and you see it for yourself and you see how these people carry on, you gain a different understanding. And so even me, I had to like, nah, you know what? Nah, that wasn't Nicki. That was y'all. But because she's the big face, because she's the big name, she has to carry that burden. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really, really proud of her for sticking it through, you know, taking whatever hiatus she's had to take, go have her son, still put music out, because she could have easily said, fuck it, I'm done. Because this industry it's very dark. It's a very dark industry. And the people that suffer the most are the women. And so I say all that to say, I do hope that if this were to ever happen, that it would be something that would unify both women. And, you know, towards the end of the BET Awards, Lil' Kim was paying a tribute to Queen Latifah, and she was UNITY, and she was saying, like, this is what it's all about. You're the real queen. You're the first queen. Like, salute to you. Like, you were about unity. And I feel like when she was saying that, it's like, okay, girl. Like, is that the energy that you're trying to bring to the verses? If Nicki would agree to do it, is that the energy? If that would be the energy, y'all, come on. You can't tell me, like, I refuse to believe that y'all wouldn't like to see that. Like, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Like,
your clips go viral.
My God.
I understand. My clips go viral too. I wouldn't be surprised if they chop and screw this right here and take it viral, okay? If I see anything on somebody's YouTube channel, I'm striking. Yeah. CMA notices on Instagram. I'm not playing. So, no, I take my intellectual property serious, okay?
No,
so,
I
know you weren't trying to be messy.
No. Like, literally, I had no intentions to berate her, to, like, ignite anything. I was literally just addressing the Lil' Kim interview where she talked about doing a versus with Nicki.
Right.
In the video,
let's clear this up too. You are a TV personality. You do give commentary.
All the time. Like,
okay,
and not just on, first of all, that video clip was taken from my YouTube, which makes it so weird because I don't have much of a following on YouTube. Okay. So it's so weird that went viral. But yeah, like I recently I did E-News. Like, I literally broke down the red carpet. Like, it's like me, a Haitian immigrant, breaking down a red carpet. You know what I mean? Like, and doing gossip. Like, my first job at BET was BET Breaks, which is celebrity news. Yeah. So I don't expect everybody to know that, but I do commentary all the time. And I have so many entities that follow me. And when they see that, they're like, okay, we want to use her for this. Like, I literally hosted the Black Girls Rock 2019 red carpet. Like, the special is on YouTube. Everybody could see it. It was on television, but everybody can see it on YouTube today. Okay. So, like, I'm used to doing commentary. I don't have any maliciousness and any malicious intent when I'm doing it. I was just talking about Lil' Kim.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. Let's put the wine down for a second, because at times like this, we need to take a shot of the olive leaf extract, because the olive leaf boosts our immune system and has been known to reverse high blood pressure, lupus, diabetes, and certain cancers. Check them out at myoliveleaf.biz to learn more and to order, or simply click the link below in the description box. Now back to the wine. Adam AdamandEve.com. I'm talking toys, bondage, lingerie, and so much more. Plus, they have 24/7 customer service, so you can order at 3 a.m. if you ain't coming, if you get me, okay? And if something isn't working out, you can send it back within 90 days, no hassle. And if that's not enough, you can also take pleasure in knowing that 20% of their profits goes to help fight the spread of HIV around the world. So go on ahead and log on to AdamandEve.com. Use the code TASHAK for 50% off one item plus free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. Some exclusions apply now, but hurry up and visit AdamandEve.com so they can make you come.
So I don't have any malicious intent. And in the video, I was talking about how Lil' Kim said, yo, I want to do a versus with Nicki. And I was like, you know, when everybody heard that, it was like, girl, are you sure? Like, is there another Nicki? Like, which Nicki is it?
I don't think she has the catalog.
What?
I don't think Lil' Kim has the catalog nor the stamina on stage to conduct it because she's already out of breath doing 2 songs.
Well, I think that's debatable. I think that's debatable.
I don't know.
I think that's debatable. My what I said in the video was they have almost 20 years in between them. So it wouldn't be fair.
I think Foxy Brown would be more per
That's
lane.
what I said that too. I said,
because we're
Foxy
coming together
out.
as a celebration.
Right.
Her and
Both
Nicki
from Brooklyn.
haven't had the best history.
Right.
And it was the same issue. When she came out, she was paying homage. And I guess Kim didn't see that as enough homage. And they started going back and forth.
But
Kim
also there were
attacked
people. No, but there were people
fan bases.
pinning them against each other.
There were fan bases, and that happens a lot in female rap. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm Team Nicki.
I'm Team Nicki. I'm Team Kim. I'm Team Cardi.
Listen, I'm Team Nicki. I'm Team Foxy Brown. I'm Team Lil'
Team
Kim.
Get a Check.
I used to be Team Cardi. Okay, before she.
I'm still Team Cardi, even though she blasted me.
She's leveraging her platform in an immaculate way, and that's no hate. That's no shade. You know what I'm saying? But as far as it's no secret that there was an intentional war to take Nicki down. And whether she was conscious of it or not.
And I never said it was her.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like in the video, I'm literally saying, guys, you'd be surprised. There's so many people that will always remain nameless that are in the business that pin new artists against who is right now, who's doing what we want this artist to do.
Ja Rule and 50 Cent.
Who right now is doing what, you know what I'm saying?
When 50 came on to sing, it was no more Ja Rule. Always there when you call.
Literally.
It was no more.
It was a
like
rap.
in the club.
It was rap.
It was a rap.
It was rap.
And when you fall for it and you don't focus on your craft, that's what happens. You get knocked off your throne.
So, and literally word for word, I said, I had a conversation years ago with someone from her team. That person could be anybody. I never said it was Atlantic. Just want to make that clear. I literally said 2017. Now, I'm not sure what year she signed, but it was years ago. Yeah. Okay. And so I never said a name. Yeah. Now, of course, it was a blog posted it. Nobody else posted it. A blog posted it and didn't even post a full clip of me saying.
Shout out to the neighborhood talk.
Literally.
Shout out to Kyle.
I
gotta give his Kyle because he knows how to pick those clips. He does.
But you know, I don't know how many times I done sent me singing to Kyle and Kyle won't post it. How you doing?
He'll post it for a fee.
How you doing?
Kyle will post it for a fee.
Well, he's never said that to me. He's like, oh yeah, we'll post it. No, never.
He does.
So I guess I got to get my budget up. I ain't know there was. I'm going budget.
I'll talk to him.
I didn't know there was a budget, but okay. So anyway, so literally, he posted it very short, but in literally the same 60. If he would have put 60 seconds, you would have heard me say these two women they just wanted to be artists. They didn't want that. Right. They just wanted to be artists. That's what I said. Of course, he didn't post that. Cardi sees it. Cardi comes into my DMs. So she's upset. She's upset. Why the fuck would you? You know where? So,
no, I heard the DMs. I heard them.
Everybody heard them. She sent them to Lovely T.
Well, everybody heard a part of them. So they were edited.
They were.
Put that out. We're going to put out the unedited version.
That was another thing. I'm like, okay, why would you present it this way? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're going to put out the unedited version because there was some stuff left out because I do see that she intentionally, like if someone is attacking someone on her behalf, there's not a problem. Mm-hmm. But if someone she feels that is attacking her, there's a problem.
But when you literally hear the recordings, I'm telling her, Cardi,
you were so sincere.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. This was what I was saying in the video. Like, my message was that basically you were a victim of this. Is that people pinning you against this other artist. You weren't trying to do that. You just wanted to be an artist. And
she repeated the same thing you said. I just wanted to fucking do my music. We weren't worried about no goddamn Nicki Minaj. But let's be honest, there was a period where she was. Mm-hmm. Okay? There was a period. I don't know who was in her ear. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because people can't, I can't imagine what it's like. Because her breakout was so spectacular.
It was amazing.
We've never seen that. With Bodak Yellow, we've never seen a female artist do that, okay?
No.
So, I mean, I think it's went like diamond, platinum or something. I can't remember, but she just got a big award for it. But nobody has ever went that spectacular. When you go back and you look at Bodak Yellow, it's like, what female artist do you know has done it on that level? Never. Whether somebody wrote it or not, it was her.
First big single.
What people loved about Cardi, she was raw, okay?
It was organic.
She was from the street.
Organic.
She seemed to be like, I'm not trying to fake this, okay? And I can't imagine having your first actual, I wouldn't say her first single, but she had a mixtape. But the actual,
she had a couple
mixtapes, but this was the big record that everybody was banking on. And so, and it worked. And it worked in a such a massive way. I don't think she was mentally at her age prepared for the love and then the hate.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can't imagine like what that would do to anybody.
Yeah.
And so, and then when you're in the industry and now, you're thinking that this is my friend and they're trying to tell you don't link up with this person, maybe because you don't even know. They probably had bad business with her. They probably had their own issues, but to get in your ear so that you stay close.
Yeah.
And you do it, and then you listen to other people, and now you're at the Met Gala with a black eye, with a bump on your head. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've never seen that in female rap. That is the first time I've seen a whole boil roll out of a Met Gala. And thankfully, like, these big entities have grace for her because she does tend to, I guess, she does tend to know how to maneuver and to get over. And I got to give her credit for that. Like, she knows how to get over the stump. But when I heard the recordings, I was just like, that's still old Cardi. That's still Bodak Yellow Cardi. Like, you ruined my day. Why would you say this? Because she can't handle the barbs of the negativity. And it's like, you can't take something that you love and then not embrace the hate of it all. You know?
I get it. I mean, I get it because, it can be a lot.
It can be a lot.
But the manner in which she spoke to me versus how I spoke to her, like, I just feel like it was like, and the comprehension, like, there was no comprehension for what I was saying. And then, first of all, the Neighborhood Talk posted a clip. The comments were literally, it must be a slow news day. Nobody cared. Literally, nobody cared. Then she goes on the Neighborhood Talk and posts that dissertation. And she starts naming a name. Mind you, I never named names.
She named Shaft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never named names. You named a name. You put his name out there. I never named a name.
Didn't Shaft clap back and say something? What did he say? I can't remember what Shaft said.
Here's the thing. You know what's so funny?
What's up?
I never named a name, but a hit dog will always holler. Like, a hit dog will always holler.
That is true.
And even in the DMs, I gave her a name, but the name I gave her was someone who, they said it, but I never told her in the context that they said it. They were agreeing with someone else.
Yeah.
There was someone else leading that conversation. And I'm sorry, If I just settled with you in court, I wouldn't even repost that. But a hit dog will always holler. A hit dog will always holler.
Get into the details now. There was some DMs. Now this is the messy part of Unwind with Tasha K. This is why we are successful at what we do. We don't take sides. We just put out the mess. Sometimes we don't take sides. I take sides. But so Shaft responds and says he didn't say that.
Well, he said you wasn't with us shooting in the gym. He didn't say I didn't say it.
Yeah.
He just said.
And she comes in a DM and you're trying to explain to her, like, please watch the clip. She's going off. Of course, we're going to play that all here in this interview. And then, ironically, now this is what I don't understand. So this, and this is why I say she has issues, because this is where the sympathy and payola comes into play. Because she plays on that sympathy. She plays on, I'm the victim. A lot, right? Looking for views, clicks, likes, people to grace her and pay her. And so Shaft got dragged, months ago. She sent out a tweet that sent the Barty gang on his ass. Now, Shaft is like the owner of the label. Is KS, I can't remember the name, KSR or something like that. Okay, now let me tell you from what I know. This is the label that rolled Cardi out, Bodak Yellow, her biggest hit. She meets Offset, falls in love with Offset. Instead of having that business sits on, Now, I do know Shaft was double dipping because he had to. He didn't trust nobody with her. So he was acting as manager and the label. And legally, you cannot do that. And so that was an automatic clause. But who was acting as her manager? I don't even think she has a manager now. From what I was told.
I don't know.
Yeah, she came out. Yeah, she came out like some months ago and said she didn't even have a manager. So, because it's hard to find an actual manager that can really speak on your behalf.
It's hard.
So I get that. So Shaft was acting as both. Double dipping. Now here's the clause. So she goes and does business with QC, which is the management company that Offset is on. Now, if I'm a husband, or I'm trying, not even a husband, I mean the marriage, if you ask me, I'm gonna be honest with you, because it was so slick. You got the biggest charting female rapper, you got her in love, He still continues to do what he does best, be Offset, off.
Lord.
The set. And takes her to QC. Now, although she can't sign to QC legally, QC is still doing business. So there is some type of tip paid to them. So not only is your husband getting a top off, KSR is supposed to be getting a top off, double top off, and QC. And so it's like 4 people that are in the pot double dipping, triple dipping, quadruple dipping. Now, of course, he files, I think it was Shaft that filed the lawsuit. Was it? Am I not? I feel
like it was him first.
Okay, and then she countersued, and then Shaft got dragged when it was all over with because everybody was saying Cardi won, Cardi won, Cardi won. I knew she wasn't going to win because of the nature of the contract. A contract is a contract. If you agree to this, this is what it is. And you can't go say something and take it and give it to someone else. Whether you were giving it to QC or not, they were still doing business on your behalf, although you were not signed to them. And then now all of a sudden, everybody's dragging him, saying that she got paid $30 million. She never contested that. But as soon as someone comes out, a story's not trending, she contests that because it's against her. But as soon as something is for her, she will never say anything. And so she allowed him to get dragged, of course, because she had to pay him $11 million. Now, nobody knows that.
I mean, but it's in the recordings.
It's in the recordings, and we're going to play those exclusively here.
So don't bring that up with, I know people's team, Cardi's team, associating that shit with me. And it's like, if you fuck with B-Hop and with Shaft, or anybody ever said that, then why the fuck would you ever fucking sign with them? If you wasn't with that shit, you really dead ass fuck up my fucking a beautiful ass day that I have, so you could put me in some fucking rap ass beef that I don't give a fuck about. And it's crazy because I'm not even cool with Shaft. I'm not even cool with that team at all, with that KSR team. And the last thing that we had on our mind was fucking Nicki Minaj when we was trying to fucking make it out. Period. I had to give Shaft $11 million. I went through a real litigation, not that bullshit that y'all both went through.
So to see her get so angry with you over commentary that you were doing.
It wasn't
even against her.
It wasn't even against her, but then also literally to send Lovely T like the screenshots of our previous conversations. Like, I went to Cardi years ago and asked her for advice because I was going through a similar thing. And so when you look at those...
With her same label.
So for you to literally, those old text messages, you're supporting what I said. Like, you're saying, wow, I wish I would have had that information because I could have used that if I had that information, if I was privy to what was going on with you. So like, what doesn't make sense to me is why seemingly defend someone who you had to countersue for the same issues.
That part.
Like, that doesn't make sense. And then to basically blast me for being a liar, but literally your countersuit was because allegedly you were being cheated. So how is it that this person's word outweighs mine when in the DMs you sent to Lovely T, you show a conversation where you clearly say, I wish I knew this information before I settled. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't
Well, she had to settle because it was kind of like, you can't get upset after you break out one of the biggest records. They put all this money behind you. And then you see something. It happened with Meg Thee Stallion. Mm-hmm. She saw something in her contract. You see something bigger. It's like, oh, I don't want that car no more. I want this car. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work like that if there's paperwork involved. Sorry about that.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I kind of disagree with you because I feel like sometimes artists are manipulated into signing agreements that they don't understand. You know what I mean? So that's
where I'm gonna have to counter you on because
why?
How long has this been going on?
It goes on for a long time, but I mean,
I'm talking about from the beginning of time.
From the beginning of time,
everybody.
But people find new ways to manipulate people into signing.
But that's
contracts.
why you have to, as a new artist, have a lawyer. Have somebody that you trust. A lot of these lawyers
be in the pockets of these labels.
And that's why you can't deal with them. You got to go somewhere else, somebody that doesn't have no ties to read your contract. Because at the end of the day, a contract is a contract. If you sign it, it's
I understand what you're saying.
I'm buying a house. I'm buying a car, right? That interest, they may tell you there's no interest. It may not be adjustable. You get in your damn house. Why is my mortgage going up? You didn't read the fine line. So it's like, I can't go and sue the bank for that. I can't go and sue the dealership for that. That's my responsibility. And I really think that things happen like this so that when you do get out of those contracts, guess what? You know how to now negotiate your contract. I'm more on the side of you have to go through something in order to know something. Because how was you supposed to know?
I agree. I agree, but Tasha, like, I know, like, in the short amount of time that I've been like doing my business, and I'm nowhere near Cardi, and I have a long way to go, but I've seen what people will do
because it's money,
get you to sign stuff. And if you are not resourceful enough to do your research and make sure like you're getting with a lawyer who has never dealt with this person over here, because if you don't do that, you don't know what conversations they're going to have about you, and they can get you to sign something. So that, in a sense, like, listen, I'm not saying.
No, and I get what you're saying. And I do have a little grace there. But, like, how many times have you gone to buy a car?
Twice.
Okay. So when you've gone to buy a car, did you have a specific car in mind?
Yeah.
Did you leave with something different?
The second time.
What happened? Did the salesman show you something else?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Okay.
So it's sales. I'm trying to get you to buy something, okay? You're going to pay me something, which is with your work, with you singing. You can't go sue car dealers unless they sue you, like sell you a bad lemon. And I get, like, it's fucked up, but it's the nature of sales. And record labels are in the business of sales. What can I get you to do in order for you to pay me so that I can continue to live the lifestyle that I'm living. So guess what? I'm going to paint it. I'm going to make it look good. This is what you want to do. This is your dream. I'm going to make it sound real good. Sign right here. You can easily say, you know what? I'm going to go to a lawyer. I've had people pressure me so much. I say, listen, I don't make decisions on the first day. I've never made a decision on the first day. If I walk into here and I want something, it's because I've done the research and I know what I want. Don't bring me no Dodge Neon and I'm looking for a Dodge Ram. That's not what I can. And I will gladly walk out.
But see, you had the option to walk out. There's some people like, this is my way out. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know Cardi's like personally.
Right.
And I've only been around her, I think, once, you know? So I don't know her, you know, personally to know where she was. Yeah.
In that situation, not just her. And so, but I do know because she did not read the fine line. Right. You can't go and say, well, I didn't know. Just like if I buy a car and they said the payment was going to be $300, I get the paperwork 2 weeks later, the payment is $500. You can't say you didn't know because you signed. It's on you.
No, I mean, that's what's black and white. Like, that's the black and white part of it all. Yeah.
And I mean, although it's a fucked up business, I really think it's the best learning tool.
It is.
You're going to, as an entrepreneur, which you are, you're going to have to lose some money to make some money. And it may take a big hit. Cardi took an $11 million hit. That's a lot of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, she didn't want the world to know that, but it is what it is. Like, I understand, you know, for business reasons, you don't want that shit out, but it's like, I can get why.
Well, I didn't want the world to know what I was telling her about my issues.
Right. I mean,
and now the screenshots of those DMs are everywhere.
Well, we fair. Like, I believe in putting out everything. So I'm not in the business of holding.
I feel like with her, like, I don't, even speaking about this, like, I don't have anything against you. I don't have anything against her. I just feel that when you see that something doesn't have legs, let it lie. So if she just came to me like, bitch, why the fuck you did that?
That happened with me, child.
Why the fuck you did that? And then that's it. Like, you cussed me out, whatever. And that's it. But literally the story wasn't even trending. But then you send it to Lovely T. You send it to Ken Barbie doll. You tweet, like, she tweeted, go look at the receipts on this particular page. Like, why are we doing this?
No, I know. It happened with me. And
why are we doing this?
Star Marie interview is like, this girl, you know, yes, she went viral before, but then, you know, for some reason, she never addressed her. And then I did the interview with her. All of a sudden, she addresses her. And I'm like, this girl has been out. And Lovely T actually got the girl trended. It was crazy. So I take the interview to kind of get some clarity. And instead of her either doing... Just shutting it down, like, hey, you know, or just ignore. I'm not gonna ignore. Yeah. She decided to say, you know what, I'm going to argue this down, and guess what? It went viral. She's the biggest star. I don't think she understands.
I don't think she gets it. No.
When you say something, you're Cardi B. People are going to run with it. They are going to make super videos. You make shit bigger than what it is. And so now the situation, it could have died down.
It would have died.
In 2 days. Drake has a rule. I think his mom told him, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard this in an interview. He has to give something 2 days before he responds. So you know how
apply that to
I'm telling you. I've been doing that and it works. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my thing. Like, just take a step back. Yeah. Breathe. You got a baby in your stomach. You ain't supposed to be out here stressed out. You know what I'm saying?
No. And the thing is, like, I was so apologetic because I'm not going to go down in history for making her have early labor. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell no. And they say, you know, like, no. Like, and then it's like, I understand. Like, I understand why you're upset. I get it. And that's where I was coming to her
But my thing is, like, but this is nothing new. You've heard this before.
I said
this is the whole brink of
new. And just like how, you know, whenever she speaks, things go viral. I'm learning with me. Like, I don't be thinking I'm nobody. And literally, I'll say a peep and boom, it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
She has almost 90 million followers.
Exactly.
Like, come on now. Like,
so when you do that...
700. I had 200,000 followers at the time. She had like 20 million. Like, girl, what do you think?
The difference between my video and her sending everything to these blogs, it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
So for you to intentionally expose like those DMs and then like just position it in a way, it's like, don't do that. Like we're grown and like you're a mom. Like we're like, let's not intentionally attack, especially if I apologize.
Do you feel attacked?
I apologize. I mean, I could tweet right now ABCDFG and it's die bitch die, like
that's the Bardi,
you know what I'm saying,
that's
like
the Bardi
you know what I mean, like
but I mean
like,
when she came out on the scene though, there was a lot of shit that she was saying, and so I don't think she understands the power of her platform, because there are a lot of kids that follow her, and there are kids that she follows that do things that I don't know if she tells them to do it. I don't know. But it's very coincidental that you're following a kid that's telling someone that maybe likes Nicki Minaj or says something that they don't like to die. And you're supporting that. So, and I'm thinking, like, as a mother, like literally, like as a mother, what do you think is gonna happen to your child when you get older? Like, if you support stuff like that, your little girl could be the brink of bullying. Like
literally to tweet this, like, and tell them to go on this page.
She says, I am Cardi B. I've been quiet and at peace while I'm working and preparing for my blessing, and I refuse to let anyone interrupt it. I'm not addressing any of these narratives the way I've let them distract me in the past. If anyone wants receipt, head over to official. An official can't, don't even, I'm going to scratch the name out. Like the name that I just said, I'm not even going to repeat that
but
name.
To send it.
But like he's one of her troll. He's one of her trolls. Because
then he emailed me too and I didn't answer.
Yeah, he's one of her trolls. Okay, so it only does like he's team such and such. And even though like I've always been a fan of Nicki Minaj even before I got to know her, because I just admired her work ethic, her bars,
her versatility,
everything. Like she was just so versatile, and to see a woman doing it like that, it was like she took Lil' Kim's style. Not took it, but it was like Lil' Kim.
She carried the torch.
She carried the torch and leveled it up in many ways.
She carried the torch.
Took female rap pop. You know, that's never been done before. And it's like, give her flowers. And so, you know, I was, and I still like some of like her first album, Invasion of Privacy. That's a good ass. Skip. You can play that shit all the way fucking through. People are like, oh, she don't write. I get it. You know, that is a staple if you're gonna be a female rapper. But I think she carries herself more as an entertainer, as she's always had before she started it. Okay. Now, yes, she's done some pretty fucked up shit to get to where she is, but it is what it is. And it's like, I know a lot of people don't want to see people successful, don't want to see people happy, but I feel like at some point you have to take personal responsibility. Don't does anything to you. Not you, not me, not nobody else. You don't have to get on the internet. You don't have to be you don't have to be gaslit by these barbs. I saw Nicki Minaj cuss out her own barbs. They was like, why are you not on Twitter? Why are you neglecting us for TikTok? She said, because y'all toxic. Y'all keep me in shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown woman. I got a kid. I don't want that life no more. So she over there on TikTok where it's positive.
Yeah.
And Twitter is super, super negative.
Oh my God. Twitter's different.
Twitter's you'll be surprised like how many Bardi gangs are going to be in my DMs. So I died, bitch, and they 14. 14 years old. 14. Honestly. I had one try to poison me on her behalf. Yeah. I let my damn name come through on DoorDash, and I'm allergic to onions. They put extra onions in my shit. Yes, they did. I said, I went back up there the next day. I said, I have the balls to soup out of Zoe's kitchen, and
no way
that little motherfucker y'all got in the back. I swear to God. Because I would have roped them all in one lawsuit, but I said, I'm not going to do that. It's a child.
It's a child. Yeah.
She's following this child. Like, what if something actually happened to me?
Yeah.
I don't wish death on anybody. And to see her support that kind of shit, it's just like, and my thing, I believe she attracts it. Even though she says, oh, I'm quiet, I'm doing this, but you're supporting people that's doing the fuck shit for you. That's karma. It's gonna come back to you around anyway. But to see her leak those DMs and to just really expose you like that, and all you did was make a comment and she failed to do, girl, listen, you have every right to put it out there, because I'm pretty sure that settlement is on an NDA.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what their agreement is.
Yeah, it's on an NDA. Most of them are.
I didn't even catch, like, I caught that, but it's like, I didn't like, my whole thing was, why would you show the DMs that I like, just the DMs, those DMs of lawsuits, period.
Right.
Because I don't think that supported you supporting that individual.
You know what I mean? And it just goes back to the fact that you and the individual, like, posting all this stuff, it just doesn't look good. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it just doesn't look good.
Yeah, and I mean, like she is the one cooking in the oven. Let's not repeat the same thing.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
So
people are going to forever say shit about you. What ultimately, like, the ball is in your court. How are you going to respond? But you're tracking blog for 80,000 followers and this, you got 90 million followers. What you need to tag another blog for? You could just put that shit out yourself.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good to intentionally target someone. I told her in the DMs, people heard it on what's her name's YouTube. I'll say it again. I had no intentions to, like, drag her. That wasn't the tone of the video. The video,
but everybody know, like, this is not new news. Everybody knew that people were trying to take Nicki Minaj out. People have spoke about that. Atlantic Records was on record. There are rappers that were trying to get signed to Atlantic Records, and the deal was you have to go for Nicki Minaj's spot. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't like her. She's about her business.
Well, I never said it was Atlantic. It wasn't with anybody from Atlantic. So nobody, in my opinion, nobody would have even put that together until she said this man's name.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's gonna be some shit now, because I don't think she was supposed to say that she had to pay him $11 million, although she let the world think that he had to pay her $30 million, which wasn't true.
I don't know what the workings of that is, but it's like nobody knew that. Nobody
That's the messy
knew
part
that.
of UNWINEWITHTASHAK that they'll never like. But it is what it is.
It is what it is, and I'm gonna tell you this: I would never repost that.
Yeah.
If I didn't want nobody to connect me to that, I would never repost it. So
it's all good. Can you blow something for us and sing us away? So what I want you to do when you sing, I want you to tell them who you are, where they can follow you, what products you're selling now, or what business ventures, and say, now I gotta go buy.
Well, I'm on the new season.
No, you gotta sing it.
Oh.
Hold on.
I wasn't prepared to sing that.
Yes, go.
Amazing Grace. I'm on the new season of Wild 'N Out, coming out August 10. Hallelujah.
Now tell them, say, now you gotta go.
Now I gotta go. Bye.
Thank you. People watching now. I know like 4,000 are Barty gang, but that's okay. Okay? Y'all giving me this ad revenue money. Might as well go and give a sister a damn like. Okay? Now I told you it was going to be a phenomenal interview. Shout out to Miss Woo Woo Woo, Jessie Woo. If you guys have any more questions, you can follow her. And now, without further ado, we are going to head to our second channel titled Wino Gang Podcast, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the interview, and I will be spilling some wine over there as well, okay? Since everybody wanted to drag a bitch today, talking about, oh, I only had Jessie Woo to come at Cardi B, and we done had her book since April. Jasmine, you on the mic?
No.
Okay. You gonna be on the mic for the backup show, for the second channel. All right, Wino Gang Podcast. We will be live in 5 minutes? 5 minutes. All right, let's go. Like this video. Now I gotta go. Bye.